Hey, welcome, welcome. I am Casey Eberhart, and I am super thrilled and excited to have you here. So, I am based in Los Angeles, California. If you and I don't know each other, let me be the first to say hello. I appreciate you being here, and we're going to have a quick discussion today, 10 or so minutes on something that I think will really help you in your business. So, I'm not going to use specific company names in this presentation, but I am going to actually use some real numbers. So you might want to stick around for that. If you are not familiar with who I am, that's okay. You're like about 99.99999 with a line percent over it. Out there, I am a business coach and strategist. I am the founder of the Platinum Inner Circle, which is a business coaching, training, accountability mastermind program designed for results-based entrepreneurs committed to producing extraordinary results. Okay, now that that's out of the way, you guys, today I want to talk about a concept that a lot of business owners are unfamiliar with, but I think it's really, really important as I have worked with hundreds of businesses in a consulting role, in a sales role, in a management role, and or in an advisory role, okay? And some of you may not be using these terms, but you actually are using them in some form or fashion. So today, we're going to have a conversation about KPIs, okay? And what a KPI is, that stands for Key Performance Indicator, okay? It simply says this, that in all businesses, there are certain markers or indicators that indicate either growth or, growth or even a retraction in your business, okay? And so we are going to talk about a couple of key KPIs that I particularly use in my particular business. So here we go. KPI, Key Performance Indicators. So I am, for the purposes of this conversation, I'm going to actually use the actual day of the month it is, and I'm going to use actual numbers. But this is a conversation that even if you are watching this and it's the 9th of the month, that's okay. This will be really, really applicable. And I'm always here to help. If you need some help and you want to help design these for your particular business, I'm happy to jump in and help. So here we go. Okay, so key performance indicators. Now, in my business, I'm running a fairly new business in one of the sections, and we've only been around for a few months. Okay, but I built an organization. I built a sales organization, and what I am using as a marker is the KPI of when we hit $50,000 in sales. Okay, so I'm going to put that right up there. So our first KPI is what day of the month, okay, so DOM, date of month, okay, do we hit $50,000 in sales as an organization, okay? And this is also going to be a day of the month, but in this case, I'm going to put in here last month's actual sales, okay? And I'm going to round this up just for the sake of this conversation, okay? So in this case, I'm going to use $57,000 as a marker, okay? Now this KPI is $57,000 in sales. This is $50,000 in sales. Okay, so let's play this out so you can kind of understand how this all gets worked. And then, by the way, I'm going to go down here and explain this as well. Okay, so last month we hit $50,000 on day 28 of the month. Okay, now this is going to be really important as we go forward. So you can see how these numbers play out. So the more data we have in our business, the more we have a good grasp of the numbers, the more valuable that information is to us in determining where we are in a growth or a retraction cycle. Now, a couple of things about my particular business with this illustration is, number one, I already know June as a month in the year. We're in the month of June. So if you're watching this in some other month, that's okay. But in my particular business, June is usually traditionally a terrible month. Okay? Now, we also have a crazy thing going on right now with this pandemic thing, right? So not only is June usually a terrible month, but it's also crazy because this business primarily is a service tool that we sell to other business owners, okay? So given that we're in a pandemic right now, given the craziness and the confusion of businesses coming and going and opening and closing and all that jazz, when we sell a tool that helps businesses lock their customers into place, attract new customers, generate new referrals, our customers are businesses. So we know that June is traditionally a slow month. It's summer, kids are going back and forth from vacation, so on and so forth. And on top of that, we have a pandemic going on. Things can get a little crazy. However, I think you'll see once you start understanding these numbers, they can work to your advantage. Now, I recommend you do this for your own business. It doesn't really matter what business you're in. If you're a dog groomer, a window washer, a massage therapist, a network marketer, a book author, a speaker trainer, a framer, construction, investor, it doesn't really matter. You can start to develop your own key performance indicators. But here's the thing, you got to get real on those numbers, and you got to get real on what you're actually using them for, okay? So, day of month, last month, our organization, my sales organization, we hit $50,000 in sales on day 28 of last month, okay? Now, this month, okay, this month it is going to happen on, I was just looking at the calendar, sorry. This month is actually going to happen tomorrow. So I'm recording this video on the 24th of the month. But this month we're going to actually hit it on day 25. Okay, so I actually thought when I planned this out we were going to hit it today. Turns out we were just a smidge off. We were only about $500 off, but I want to use real numbers here. So last month we hit $50,000 on day 28. This month we hit on day 25. That is a gain of 3 days. Okay. Now, this is really important because when you start to build out your sales projections, the smaller we can get it in this organization, I want to get us down to where we're doing $50,000 day one. So that's my ultimate goal, right? So it took us months to get to 50,000. Now we're bringing it down each and every month closer to day one of the month. Now, the next one is a little bit more complicated, but it's still the exact same concept in terms of the data points or the points of data that we're going to use to determine this. So, day of the month, now I know in real estate, DOM stands for days on market. I'm using it for day of month here. So, last month, we hit at the end of the month, we hit $57,000 in sales volume, okay? Now, last month, we hit that on day 30, okay? So, sorry about that. That's going to be bad. We hit that on day 30, okay? So now, here's what I was able to predict. When I was able to predict out our numbers this month is we will hit it this month. My prediction is that we will actually hit it on day 27 this month. Now, here's what's really cool. This number is what we did all of last month. This month, we are going to hit it 3 days beforehand. So again, we've got this 3 days, okay? We have shortened the amount of time that it takes us to hit last month's goal. Now, here's what's really, really cool. This 57,000, when we hit that on the 27th, that's what we will call the inflection point in the business. And the inflection point of the business simply says this, that you take last month's sales and see how much closer to day one of the month you can actually get it, okay? Now, that becomes gamified and gamification. So for me personally, I know when I look at this, I go, oh my gosh, we're growing every month. What's fantastic about that is now I can put in things to maybe motivate or inspire our sales organization. Maybe I can look at our service and go, okay, what customers came in this month that are big users, and in that big user, maybe I can then use that to go back to my team and say, hey guys, we brought on, I'm just making this up, a dog groomer this month, or we brought on a top income earner in a network marketing organization this month. Whatever that ideal customer is, now we can actually go talk to that. So it gives us some more data in terms of being able to look at what we can create. Now, here is what is really, really cool. If you take this out down here, okay, last month when we hit 57,000 in growth, I won't use the month before, but now we've got day 27, we'll hit it. That means that we will hit 27, there's 30 days. So we will have essentially 3 days, okay, 3 days of 100% growth, okay? Now, what I mean by 100% growth, it means that we've already hit what we did last month. So we know we hit $57,000 last month. We will hit it on the 27th. That will give us 3 additional days of what I'll refer to as 100% growth. Not that we're growing by 100%, but all of that growth is pure growth over what we did last month. Now, so whatever we end the month with, if we're running at 57,000, let's say we're averaging 2,000 a day, this is roughly $6,000 extra that we're going to do in sales in the last 3 days. Now, here's what's really cool when you start to play this out. In this particular business, what's fantastic is my last 3 days of the month are always a rush, right? We have businesses that are coming on board. We have businesses that are being onboarded. We have customers coming in. And we even have extra folks coming on board that are part of our sales organization as well. So here's the thing. If we run and do an extra $6,000 in sales this month, over last month, what's awesome is then next month, this is critical. Next month, I will take this number. So let's say we hit it. So this will be 63,000, right? When I do this out for next month, here's what's happening. I'm going to take this 63 and I'm going to put it right here, right? I'm going to put it in the actual of whatever we hit last month. Now, someone might say, well, hey, Case, why do you actually care about this $50,000 number once you already know the $57,000 mark? Here's why. This is a marker in this particular business that I never, ever, ever want to dip below, okay? So even though we're growing it, and we'll grow it by 10% a month or 20% a month, $50,000 a month in sales for me is my own internal marker. I know we have to hit $50,000 in sales every single month. And what I'm going to try to do is this month we're going to hit it on the 25th. Now I can go back to the team, I can go back to the organization, and I can say, hey guys, look, here's what I want to do. Let's see if we can aim for this $50,000, but we shaved 3 days off of it last month. If we shave 3 days off of it this month, we're now going to make it the goal, right? Our number one goal is to now hit $50,000 on day 21. So we're starting to compress that data, compress that time in order to help, okay? So look, you guys, here's the deal. I wanted to set this up and show you just kind of how a key performance indicator works. So for me, I use key performance indicators on right here. I am looking at days of the month, right? I'm looking at days of the month where we hit it. And for me personally, like in my own little head, I am looking for this number, and this number for me is huge. And because this business, this particular business has the last week of the month, that's when sales start to really jump in. I know that these 3 days will actually make this, we'll hit this no problem. That's why you have a great organization and a great team, and we've got a great, everything's right in place for us. So here's the thing. What you got to do for your own business, if you're in network marketing, if you're in real estate, if you're in dog grooming or veterinary medicine or dentistry or real estate or whatever, you want to start to lay these out and go, okay, well, where do I fall in the month where my sales this month equal the sales from last month? And you're either going to get a few days of growth or a little bit a retraction. Use that data to help plan games, qualifications, contests. Get your team, get your organization, get your salespeople, get you, if it's just you, playing a game so that you can start to beat these numbers. So I know we have a lot of numbers and I know we have a lot of detail here, but if you'll take this and put it into use over the next few days, as you come to the end of the month, you can start to really create some momentum in your business. As always, I'm here to help you in any way I can. Don't hesitate to reach out. If you want to grab my 20 ways to improve your follow-up, it's free. I did a guide and a checklist to help you kind of create a fence around your customers. If you'd like that guide, it's free. You just got to tell me where to send it. Just head over to cashflowwithcasey.com. It's free. Just drop in your email address, and I'm happy to send it right over to you. So with that, you guys, thanks for hitting the like, subscribe, comment button. I appreciate it. You go have an amazing day. Now go give somebody else an absolutely awesome day, and we'll see you on the next video. Okay? Ciao, guys.